Alright guys, this is the UNSC in Amber Clad, a recreation of the Halo frigate of the same name, and I'm going to show you how to make this for yourself in Starfield. The good thing is it's a completely vanilla build, so you won't need any mods or glitches. You can build this entire thing on both Xbox and PC. Now first things first, I do want to give a shout out to Errant Knight Evelyn, who posted the initial breakdown of this build, but we're going to try and add in a few different parts and make it even better. You'll also need to head to 3 different star yards to get the parts for this build, but I will show you the exact locations of where to go right now. The first location is the Stroud Eklund Star Yard in the Narion system. This is found orbiting the planet Deepala, and Stroud Eklund has the habs we will need, so I suggest starting your build here. The second place is Hope Town. This place has Hope Tech parts which we'll need for this build, and also has the bridge we will need as well. This is the only place to get the bridge. And the third place is Deimos Star Yard, which is orbiting Mars in the Sol system. Deimos has the extra kind of structural bits that you can attach at the end, so we can come to Deimos last. And finally, just before we get into it, make sure you have Starship Design Rank 3. You can actually build this without Starship Design Rank 3 and just use slightly different parts, but if you want to make this look exactly like it does here, you need Starship Design Rank 3. And here is everything laid out. It looks a bit complicated, but really we can break it down into just a few sections. So we have the main body of the ship here. This is kind of the foundation of the ship. Then we have the bit that goes on top of this. These are all Stroud Eklund habs, and the main body of the ship is just 3 layers of Stroud Eklund habs stacked on top of each other. Then over here we have the bridge section, we have the engine, the reactor at the back, and the second engine. So to start, place a Stroud Eklund landing gear. This is the ACCU Lander 11. Then we have the Stroud Mid Bracer. Behind that we have the Stroud 2x1 Armory. Then the Galleon S203 cargo hold, the Stability Pro landing bay on the opposite side, which is a side loading landing bay, and these can all be found at the Stroud Eklund Star Yard. Then we have the Deimos wings. Now if you're currently building this at the Stroud station and don't have access to the Deimos wings, you can save these until later. Alright, so that's the bottom layer. Now it's time to bolt on the second layer, which is the Hope Tech 1x1 companionway and the Stroud 2x1 berth. If you don't have the Hope Tech companionway, a Stroud companionway or any other kind of companionway will do, as long as it's 1x1. Now to add the bridge section. This is made up of the following parts. We have the 2x1 Stroud berth at the bottom, a Stroud 1x1 companionway, a second Stroud 1x1 companionway, and an Overseer 400 bridge. Now this you can only get at Hope Town. So if you're not currently at Hope Town, I would suggest just adding a placeholder cockpit on here, then swapping it out for the Overseer bridge when you get to Hope Town. As for the docker, it's the Stroud Connect Pro docker. And these things bolted onto the side, these are the Caravel V102 shielded cargo hold. These aren't completely necessary, they just add to the general aesthetic. So grab that whole thing using LB and whack it on to your existing layer. Next up, our railgun portion of the build, and this is comprised of a Stroud lander, Stroud mid bracer, and Stroud braking engine. The railgun itself is a Nova weapon mount, and that goes here. The structure bit we want to add to this to give it a nice UNSC look is the Deimos Wing E. And we have 2 of these on here with a PB0175 Auto Helion beam added on for good measure. Now if you want to put a different weapon on here, you totally can, it's up to you. And now for the third layer, all this is a Stroud mid bracer and 2 2x1 Stroud habs. They can be any habs you want, so you could put a workshop hab or an armory or whatever, as long as it's 2x1. And when we put this on the ship, as you can see, it's starting to take shape. Don't forget the Hope Tech nose B at the end just to add a bit more Halo flavor. Now what we're going to do next is the bit that makes this much more of a UNSC looking ship, and in particular the in amber clad, and that's the distinctive top bits. And all this is a DMOS spine G, DMOS spine E, DMOS spine B, DMOS spine B, and DMOS spine E. Get that all together, then bolt it onto the top. Again, if you're not at DMOS, you can do this part at the end. On the sides of this, we have 3 DMOS wing E's laying end to end. Grab that and whack it on. These also have optional Helion beams on the side. And there we go, that's basically the front half of the craft done. Now we have just the sides and the back to do, and thankfully they are much simpler. All the sides are, or the wings as you can call them, are the Stroud nose cap C and the Galleon cargo hold. Put these right here. Now you'll notice the weapons don't attach to them. There's no place to put these weapons, and that's because in order to attach weapons, we need to add equipment plates. But we can do that at the end because right now we're gonna bolt on the reactor. To do this, first attach the Teo spine. Move these fuel tanks out of the way for now, just to give us some more room, and the reactor block at the back is made up of the Fuser DC-403 reactor, the Apollo GV300 grav drive, and 2 Stroud Eklund landing gears. All of this is available again at Stroud. Select all and whack it on. Now the engines, this is comprised of the Stroud Eklund nose cap D and another one, and 2 SAE 5660 engines, and a DMOS spine B and A on top. These are attached using a very important part, the Hope Tech Hab cross brace. This is one of the few structure parts that lets you build horizontally, and you can only get this at Hope Tech. So you might want to save your current build for now and head to Hope Tech and continue the rest of the build there. If you've got any errors that won't let you fly, just add whatever parts will get the job done just to make your ship space worthy for the time being. Anyway, bolt this engine block to the reactor like so, and do the same to the second one. But one tiny thing we're going to fix is the spine bit, because our ship is looking a little bit long. So let's just remove the companionway, put the spine 1 block closer, then add on the back end. And there we go, that's closer to what we are going for. Now to finish up, you'll still see you've got error messages, which is related to the landing gears. You do not have enough landing gears at this point, which is an easy fix. Get 2 more of these Stroud landers and bolt them on the underneath here. Another error message you might have is related to unattached modules. All we have to do here is whack the guns onto our ship. As I mentioned before, you'll need equipment plates to do so, and there we go. All the error messages should be now gone and the ship is spaceworthy. But one thing you might want to do to make the ship your own is to add extra parts using the snap glitch. This glitch lets you add parts to your ship where they ordinarily wouldn't fit, and you can do this on Xbox. I'll give you an example with the Ulysses fuel tank. Let's say you wanted to put them here. They've turned red to indicate they don't fit. So to make them fit, first place them unattached to your ship. Now pick them up and attach them to your ship while holding A. Now, while keeping the A button held down, press Y once. Now press B. This will add the module to your ship. And you can use that little snap glitch to have more flexibility over adding ship parts. From here, let's color it all up. So press LB, then click the left stick and give it a paint job. To get that UNSC look, we're gonna go for a dark sort of gunmetal gray. Although white does look good, I have to say. And here we have the finished UNSC ship in amber clad. I am very happy with this build. So how about you guys? If you liked it, do let me know down in the comments what build you want to see next. And for more Starfield videos, subscribe to the channel.